Welcome back into another episode of the Huskers Radio Network podcast and our Newcomer Series, our fourth and final new face to Husker volleyball. The roster coming up this fall. Olivia Mauch, right out of Bennington, Nebraska. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
So the unique part about you coming on now is you guys are already in preseason. So how has it been going?
Oh, it's been so much fun, just like getting to practice with everybody. I know I came in the spring, but it's a little different now. Practices are ramping up for season, so it's been super exciting to start.
How has it been different from the spring to now?
Well, we've added some new people, obviously, and then just like working on things for the season is a little different than the spring. Just like fine-tuning everything and maybe working on like new things that we didn't work on in the spring. So.
Yeah, absolutely. What was the benefit of that for you to come in January and be here and go through the beach season and be a part of this program early?
Yeah, I think building the relationships, we're all so close, and I think that helped a ton. Also, like getting used to the school and volleyball part, like balancing that, I think helps coming in the spring a lot too. So.
That's great. Well, let's go back to the very beginning for you. I mean, growing up in this state, known for volleyball, but when's your first memory of the sport of volleyball?
I've been around volleyball like my whole life. My parents played, and then I had cousins who played. So I think it started at a young age. I just always loved it. I played three sports, soccer, basketball, and volleyball, and I would always just choose volleyball. So it's always been a part of my life. So.
What was it about volleyball that, okay, this is for me?
Yeah.
What was it about the sport that you're like, okay, this is the sport that I want?
I started off setting, and then I got moved to Libero, and I just fell in love with that part of it, like keeping the ball off the ground, like stopping big hitters. So I think it's just like the competitiveness that comes with volleyball and being like a Libero. I love it, so.
A lot of people don't like that part, aren't good at it. So how did that become something, okay, what did you like about that and realizing how important it is to a volleyball team?
Right. Well, I heard Coach Cook say that defense wins championships, and I think that kind of like stuck with me. I started off setting, but then transitioning to Libero was just kind of easy for me, and I liked it more than setting. So.
That's great.
Yeah.
So what about, okay, so you volleyball's always been a part of your life, but at what point did you say, okay, maybe this playing for Nebraska thing is what I really want to do? Like, when did that become a dream for you and then maybe reality?
Yeah, so I came to some Dream Team camps in like, I think 8th grade, and I always knew that I wanted to play volleyball in college. I just wasn't sure like what level I would be at. So once coming to Dream Team, I kind of was like, this is where I want to be. And then I got the call on like June 15th. And I was like, yeah, I can do this. It's real. And yeah, it's super exciting. So.
How was that call? How did it feel?
It felt so cool. I was actually upside down on my first Zoom call with them. So that's how it started off, which is kind of funny because it was kind of like an icebreaker, kind of just to like make everything chill. So
nice. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Did you flip yourself back up then?
I couldn't figure out how to get myself back up, so I kind of like held my computer upside down.
So you got the offer upside down.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. Yep. So what was it that you felt like you did throughout Dream Team camp, but then just your career to show that, hey, I can play at this level and I can be an asset to this Nebraska volleyball program?
Yeah, I'd say just like being consistent over the years, continuing to get better, and then just I think USA has helped with that, like introduced me to new skills and meet people. So I think that's helped a lot.
Who was your favorite Nebraska volleyball player growing up?
I'd say Justine Wong-Arantes or like Kayla Banworth.
Yeah. How is it now watching Justine in the Olympics?
Yeah, she's so amazing. I love watching her.
How much pride do you take in that? You know, you look at what she's doing now and then Lexi and just this lineage of liberos that come through. How much pride do you take to join that?
Yeah, I think it's so cool, like getting to learn under Lexi, especially now being here. I've watched her for the past like 3 years. So just getting to like talk to her and like learn from her has been super beneficial to me. So.
What are some of the things that you've learned from Lexi? I mean, she's the best in the country. We hear it again and again. So what is it that separates her that you really have been able to learn from her?
Yeah, I think just watching how, like, calm she is, like, when she serve receives, even in defense, too. I think just watching her, I can learn a lot where she, like, sets up on defense and, yeah, all that stuff. So.
There were several Huskers, yourself included, that went and played for Team USA over the summer. How was that experience? What did that experience do for you?
Yeah. USA's always been so much fun, just getting to play with people from different clubs or colleges this year. So I think it's just getting to learn from new coaches also and see how their coaching styles. So I think it does help a lot.
How inspiring is it? Because a lot of volleyball players, that's what they want to do eventually, you know, play on that biggest stage to wear Team USA. I mean, how inspiring, how motivating is that?
Yeah, I think it's super motivating, and just like to see, like, I was a little girl, like, looking up to those people, and then me being here now, I just think it's like, it's really an honor to play with that on your chest. So I think it's really cool.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
You know, besides just growing up in Nebraska and being a fan and all of that, what was it about this program that it's one thing to be a fan, but then it's another when you get to this point where, okay, I can play at this level, that it's a good fit for you. So what was it that made it feel like, okay, I want to be a part of this and it's a good fit for me? Yeah,
I think Dream Team helped me see, like, the whole side of it. Like, the coaching staff, I've always loved the coaching staff, and then just seeing how, like, the girls, especially last year, just kind of, like, bonded. I feel like they were super close. So I think coming into that has helped a lot. And then, yeah, just obviously the volleyball is so good, so that too.
So how did you approach going into the spring and January and then beach and then the spring season, coming in as a freshman and everybody coming back and just working yourself in? Because Coach Cook really bragged on both you and Skylar and how well you fit in and how competitive you were in the gym. So how did you approach getting yourself right in there and competing?
Yeah, I think it was tough at first, or, like, intimidating, I guess, just coming into a group that did so well last year. But everybody made it so easy. We just, like, first practice, we were just, like, beach practice. We were just, like, all just having fun, getting to know each other, and then we did things, like, outside of volleyball to help with that also. So. And then, you know, just being able to compete, were you pleasantly surprised by yourself, or were you expecting that to be able to come in and not miss a beat? I think I was a little surprised. Obviously, I was a little nervous just coming in, but I think it was easy to adapt. Everybody just made it easy. So,
what is being part of that competition? Give us a perspective, because that's what we hear from the coaching staff, the players, about just the competitiveness that's in that gym. Give us a perspective of what it's like to be in the middle of all of that.
Oh my gosh. I don't even know. So it's like coming from, like, high school and then to college, and not only, like, college, but, like, Nebraska college volleyball. It's, like, crazy competitive. You're, like, playing with the best people in the country right now. So I think it's just, like, you kind of just have to, like, throw yourself into it.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
No, that's a great perspective. You can't be timid, right?
Right.
You got to get in there. So the first time that you put on the Nebraska gear officially, what was that feeling?
I've gone to Nebraska games, like, in the past, but just, like, putting it on and, like, having you out there, it's totally different. Having them, like, cheering for you instead of you cheering for them, I think it's just so amazing, because Husker Nation is just, I've been on the sidelines for it, and now getting to be on the court, I think it's just a totally different perspective, and I love it.
That first practice, did you take a moment to take it all in, or did you not even have the time to think about it?
I mean, practices do move fast, so I didn't have too much time, but I was just like, it's kind of crazy that I'm here now, so.
That's great.
Yeah.
So, you know, you just talked about this, but have you thought about, you know, the first actual match inside Devaney, being a part of that?
Oh, yeah. I'm super, super excited. I think our first one.
You have the red and white scrimmage coming up.
Right.
That'll be
a great
2 weeks.
Yeah.
And then you'll have, the first one after that.
Yeah. I'm super excited. So.
just the perspective of being a fan and then now having these little girls want your autograph. How has that been? And just knowing just the role model that you are and the example that you have and just, the impact that you can make on so many young lives. How is that and how does that feel?
I think it feels great. Just like doing the camps and stuff that we've done in the past and seeing like how excited they get when they come up to you and ask you for something. I think it helps them and it helps you kind of just like you're here for a reason and they can really look up to you for that. Like I was them once and now I can kind of, like I knew how I wanted to be treated by the girls, by the players. So just kind of like treating them how I would want to be treated. So.
You got your autograph all figured out?
Yeah, slowly, but.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
The last time that you had talked to the media was back at the spring match and the tornado had just hit. Can you give us an update on that? How's your family doing and the house going?
There hasn't been too much done with the house yet, and my parents are still with my aunt and uncle right now. They're trying to find a rental house. So it's been slow, but hopefully it can speeds up here soon.
You talked about just volleyball and how much of an escape that was. What did the team do for you in those times where it was like, I'm sure it's got to be a lot that you're taking in and juggling emotionally, but how did they help stabilize you, I guess?
Yeah, I said it in the past, I think just coming to volleyball helped like so much. They were all there for me, and then like even outside of volleyball, they would like text me all the time and ask if I needed anything, which was super helpful. So,
how much perspective can you gain from going through something like that? I mean, it's not everybody has that kind of experience.
Right. Yeah, I know you always see it on TV like happening to others, but then it happens to you and it's just kind of like unreal, kind of. Like I didn't realize how bad it was until I actually went home and saw it, and it's just like you don't know how bad it is until you see it. So, yeah.
How much did it mean to you and your family to see this the way that a lot of people wanted to go up there and help and whatever they could do to help out their fellow Nebraskans?
Yeah, that meant so much. I know, like the first couple days after it happened, there were like at least like 200 people out helping, and I just think that's kind of like how Nebraska people are. I think they just always want to help and be supportive, and I think that's really cool.
So then all that being said, how much pride do you take in wearing Nebraska across your chest now?
Yeah, being from here, I think it's just like a homegrown Husker, I think they call it. I think that's just like it's an unreal thing to be a part of. Growing up watching it and then being here, it's just like, I don't know. It's crazy. It is crazy.
Okay, so circling back to preseason, how are you going about doing what you need to do here throughout these next few weeks and just playing the role that you need to play for this team? What does that look like for you, and how are you approaching that?
Yeah, I think just continuing to improve and then taking what the coaches are giving me and applying it. I think that's really a big thing. And then just working on, like, they really stress, like, eating, sleeping, hydrating a lot. So I think just doing, like, the little things that can contribute later down the road to the big things. So.
Absolutely. The expectations that are on this program this year being the season that they had last year, how was it for you and Skylar coming in and joining that and now having that on you guys too, taking that on with this team, understanding just the expectations that are going to be on?
Yeah. Not being here last year, I know they had a tough time with that. And then us coming in, I think we kind of have that chip on our shoulder because they're just like, we're all in it together. So I think this year it'll be good. I think we're going to come out really strong and, yeah, just fight. So.
Coach Cook had talked a lot about rebuilding the culture, and you've mentioned this too, just with the upperclassmen and how they welcome you guys in, and then you have the transfers coming in, Layla and Taylor. I mean, how have you guys continued to build on that, and how do you feel about where that is at right now?
I think we're in a really good spot right now. Just like doing things outside of volleyball, which it really translates on the court. You might not think it does, but it really does. We love to hang out outside of volleyball, so I think that has helped tremendously.
Okay, one thing I forgot to ask you about, but Gatorade Player of the Year in the state of Nebraska. How cool was that honor?
That was so cool. I always see like other girls get it, but for me, as like a libero even, I think it was a really awesome thing to be a part of, and I'm really grateful that I got voted as that. So,
just with this state and the amount of talent, what did it take to get to that for you, to be able to, as libero, as you said, not, we've heard that from really across the country and all levels. The liberos don't always get those honors, right? But for you to get to that point where you got that, what went into that for you?
Yeah, I think just kind of standing out. I know it's hard for liberos to stand out sometimes, so I think just like taking balls, not only volleyball related, but like being a good teammate off the court and academics, I think. So just like everything that plays into that, I think has helped a lot. But.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That selflessness of a libero, how do you get to that point, I guess? And I mean, we watched Lexi do it, we've seen Lainey do it, but like, I'd love to get your perspective on that. And you're not getting all the points. You're not racking up all the kills. You're not getting the points. But being that selfless teammate, what was that process like for you?
Yeah, I think just transitioning to a libero, I think it just comes with that spot, I guess, kind of. And just like I get like satisfaction in digging big hitters. Like I think that's the best thing in the world, and I think Lexi and Lainey would agree with that. So I think just keeping the ball off the ground and just, I think that helps the team the most. And then just like, being a big cheerleader and helping other girls out if they're struggling in serve receive or like anything like that.
Great stuff, Olivia Mauch. Appreciate your time. It was awesome to get to chat with you. And hey, we'll look forward to you guys being back out on the court coming up here for the red-white scrimmage really soon.
Yes, me too. I'm so excited.
Well, thank you again for being here.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, that is Olivia Mauch with Nebraska Volleyball, freshman incoming from Bennington, Nebraska. This is a part of our Newcomer Series. This conversation presented by Emeritus. Emeritus is proud to power this podcast and all of Husker women's sports. Thanks for listening and watching. I'm Jessica Coody with the Huskers Radio Network.